Good morning. I have 3 questions that I've woken up to. I'm a bit ambitious right now. Exercise for stubborn areas on women, i.e., hip and back, bra area. So I imagine that's the bit, like your upper back. Yeah. Anyway, there's no exercise for stubborn area in terms of fat. Everything of that nature is based around nutrition. Like you can't go in and do a particular back exercise and just burn fat off that. It's about improving your body composition overall. So what you need to do is you need to nail down your nutrition, and with training and maybe some, you will burn fat um, overall, and it will reduce the fat in those areas as well as everywhere. Weight loss is strictly based around nutrition. Successful weight loss is based around nutrition and not just training. And also, you can't just reduce in one area; it has to go overall. But generally, if you start losing weight, it's going to go down in them particular areas anyway. Some people are more genetically predetermined to lose it around their hips, or their ass, or their face first, or their lower back. So it's down to basically how you're made. My thoughts on German volume training. Um, I think it's good. If like if let's assume you're bodybuilding and it's just like a little bit of a strength phase. It's a good thing to go through in between your regular training, just as like intensity booster. Five by fives, 10 by 10 is basically what German volume training is, more or less. I should have actually explained that first, but it's, you do 10 sets of 10 on your squats and then a few other fucking bits. But yeah, I don't know. Um, Try it. It might not work for you. It might work for me and not for you. But stuff like that, I think the best thing to do is form your own opinion. If it's as big as a thing that I can say and a lot of people will know, well, it's obviously pretty decent and has worked for a few people. So it's down to whether you like it or not. Then, so you need to go and try it, which isn't hard to do. Because you can go onto bodybuilding.com or any type of website and just pull a GVT program off it. So yeah. Can bodybuilding or powerlifting or high protein diet cause baldness in men? No. This particular person said that they had a decent hairline when they started training, and over time, they've had their hair recede. Like, no, it doesn't. It's nothing to do with it at all. It's the same thing as saying weightlifting stunts your growth, or it makes you more aggressive, or I don't know. But it's one of them things. I'm trying to think of other situations where people will look at one thing that's happening and directly look at the weight training. You know, if you've trained over a 10-year period, sure, if you're genetically predisposed to be going bald and have receding hair, and it's 10 years since you started training, you're asking that question, it's more likely the fact that you've been living the last 10 years to get to the point where your hair starts receding. And it could actually be some other variables. You know what I mean? There could be other things that you do on a daily basis that you don't realise that could be causing that. But more than likely, it's just simply down to the fact that you're genetically predisposed to have hair loss at a particular age, and that's what's happening. So, nope, keep on training.
Always waiting. Can't just get out of the car, ever. Someone just snapped me and said that I must have got attacked by the looks of my shoulders. And just for those of you that don't know, that's what he's on about, or he or she is referencing. A stretch mark. I'm proud and ambitious. It's progress right there. It's growth. So I got asked 2 questions. One, are too many eggs actually bad for you? It depends. Eggs are full of cholesterol. Most doctors and medical professionals will tell you that. But it's healthy cholesterol. So unless you have a very poor cholesterol rate yourself, then yeah, you probably want to watch the eggs. Even though it's healthy cholesterol, cholesterol is still cholesterol to somebody who has high cholesterol. So someone with high cholesterol needs to kind of watch the amount that they take in. Otherwise, not really. If you take in a lot of eggs on a daily basis, you go to get your cholesterol checked, it will tell you that you have high cholesterol, but that can be down to so many different variables as well. Next question was advice on L-carnitine. So yeah, I'm just going to give you advice on L-carnitine. Okay, so the point of L-carnitine is it helps burn fat, essentially. The best time to take it is a time where it could work its way into your muscle, more or less. So you want at a time where there's going to be an insulin spike. So if you have carbs with breakfast, you obviously have carbs post-work. I would take it at those 2 times there. 2 grams in the morning, 2 grams post every day. And the day you're not training, just 2 grams in the morning. Don't just get any bog standard L-carnitine. Get L-carnitine tartrate or acetyl L-carnitine. You can get acetyl L-carnitine. You get both of them things on MyProtein. Or you can buy the Gaspari Nutrition one, Carni Pure. I know ProSups do a liquid carnitine. I think liquid is actually better than powder. So yeah, that answers your question. I'm about to watch Netflix with Bay. What up, Bay? Yeah, that's right. Better laugh. For some motherfucking questions! Don't know why I sing so many words. It's enjoyable. Is 2,300 calories too much food for someone who's 140 kilos and trying to lose weight? Sorry, I was just letting a mother and her 2 children pass the pedestrian crossway on their bike because I'm a nice man and I pay attention when I'm driving and snap. The answer here, and you will be surprised by this, I imagine, by how you sent me the question, is no, it's not too much food. It's actually nowhere near enough. But that is also based off how active you are on a daily basis, how often you train, how hard you train, what type of your body type you have. So if we make the general assumption that you train, let's say 3 or 4 times a week, 2,300 calories is nowhere near enough. So we need to up that a little. Unless you've put that down over time, what you need to do is go find out what your BMR is, your basal metabolic rate, which would be around your maintenance calories, it'll show you. And from there, you can find out your maintenance calories based off your activity level and how much you train. And from that point, you can find out a deficit. One of the largest nutritional myths out there is that people think that larger people need less food. It is actually very, very false. Big people need more food. Big people, big calories. Well, I don't want to offend anybody. Larger people, people that are slightly, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm a nice guy. I'm not trying to. Does drinking egg whites really mess up the bioavailability and the protein content of the egg, or do you need to cook? And just as a side note, I paraphrase all my questions, just in case it sounds like I'm making them up. It's easier for me to say it like I said. Now down to the answer. To be honest with you, I don't know anybody that made less progress based off the fact that they drank egg whites as opposed to ate them. The dude said he uses O-egg, and I know they're pasteurized, and once they're pasteurized, I know they're pretty much okay to drink. Doesn't mean they taste good, but they're drinkable. And to be honest with you, the way I look at that is, if drinking them is the difference between getting them in and not getting them in, then fucking drink them bitches. Get that shit in. My opinions on carb cycling, is it good to, because this person just eats the same amount of calories every single day, is it good to have a different up and down? Is it more beneficial? This was something that we covered on the Blindside Radio with Larry, Gary and Cahill. If your body fat is low enough to, around 10%, that's what the lad said. Personally, I think fuck it. If it's something that you're going to able to be, if you find it suits you more just generally in terms of lifestyle and how it suits your day, then fucking do it. Or what I tend to do with myself and my own clients is on a day that I'm not training, I eat less. Just less carbs, because I don't need them. I'm not performing, I'm just chilling. Unless you have a physically taxing job, in which case you need to look at that differently. But you should probably still eat way more. There should be more on a training and less on a rest day. Instead of drinking BCAAs 4 times a day, is it better to sip them throughout the day and during your workout? So I have an issue with this question, just a small. I don't know why you'd say, unless it's in the morning, pre-workout, during and post-workout is 4 times a day. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Okay. And to be honest with you, I like taking them first thing in the morning and during my workout. I like to sip them throughout the day as well, because I'm really bad at drinking water and I find it easier to drink my water with them. This also covers another question: how much aminos is too much to drink or take in? There's no such thing. You wouldn't be able to take in, like, in a nutshell, amino acids are the smallest form of protein that your body can digest and take in. So, let's say if someone has 40 grams of aminos over the day, it's only 40 grams of protein, which is a lot of aminos, but it's not a lot of protein. However, if you're taking them encapsulated, that's a lot of capsules for your body to process, so that's probably too much in that terms. But in terms of just amino acids, you can't OD. Someone asked me, whoever sent me this, if they recognize it, send it back to me. Someone asked me, is too much of something bad for you? I can't remember what it was. I remember my answer, but I couldn't get back to them straight away. And I think it wasn't, but too much of anything is bad for you. Like, if you take too many paracetamol, it would be your last ever fucking headache, but it would also burn a hole in the bottom of your stomach. So that's probably not. Thing earlier on, too many eggs. You know, you could probably have enough eggs to really fuck yourself up. Probably not kill yourself, but same idea. Too much vitamin C, you can get the shits. Too much creatine, you can get a headache. You can also get the shits. A lot of things end with the shits. So, people of the world, I'm going to ask a few questions by yourselves, and I'm going to answer them really quickly. Would I consider a beautician or a spa treatment person? Would I consider that a physically taxing job, considering that they're massaging 3 or 4 times a day? And also, send it to me in text. That's the, and if it's, well, that's if it matters that I'm butchering it, because it's just when someone says it to me, I struggle to remember because I'm trying to think of my answer as well as the question, so I apologize. So we'll just say a masseuse, someone that works in a spa. Yeah, it would be considered fairly like, you know, standing on your feet all day and moving around. You know, nurses don't do anything that's necessarily physically taxing in terms of, like, they're not lifting shit necessarily, but it's a very high octane job. It's very stress orientated. There's a lot of running around. Do you know what I mean? So that's considered physically taxing. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's probably the most physically taxing job that you could have. So list it from, like, terms of, like, a waitress to a postman to a carpenter to a nurse, and wherever you range in around there. You know what I mean? So there's a few different angles that you can look at it. So yes, I consider that very taxing. Now, another person, in a nutshell, wants to know how we can get a meal that's low carb that would fill him out because he works long hours and is hungry before bed, ends up binging. The point of it was for it to be low carb, so I assume that you're dieting. To be honest with you, and it's one thing that I've learned from Ashy, my missus, and she's the boss of this shit, veg. Lots and lots of green veg. That's your volume. Just eat lots of fucking salad. Lots of green leafy veg. Do you know what I mean? Or one thing in particular that she fucking loves is courgette, which is basically courgette made into spaghetti, like, substance. You know what, for someone who doesn't like it, she's made it before and I'll eat it all day. It takes the flavour of absolutely anything you put with it, so if you put lime and garlic salt with it, it'll taste like that. So it's actually pretty fucking handy stuff to eat, and you could just eat it all day, and there's very little macros in it. It's very, very, you know, light in macros. Is it a good idea to do a heavy 5x5 on your squat before a full body circuit every day you train? Now, I haven't a fucking clue what you're trying to do and what your goal is, but that definitely is going to help, whatever it is. And I'm going to address it from a few different angles for you, just so you have something to take. Number one, if it's for legs, I always start legs with leg extensions. Why? Warms up the joints, warms up everything, just fires everything up. And it can also play a huge beneficial and helping role in building good quads, which is a big problem a lot. If it's in terms of building strength, you're going to need to do more and need more variables to your strength training than just 5x5s all the time. If it's for fat loss, I'd probably just stick to circuit training for that and then some cardio based stuff around it. Or if you're just looking for a challenge, you should just try CrossFit. Most people think I'm messing when I say that, but I'm deadly serious, because that's kind of the idea of what you're going for. You're going heavy strength moves with some circuit type shit, which is basically what CrossFit is. So give CrossFit a bash, but it's down to what you're looking for.